Mr. Chair. I'd like to bring something to the council's attention tonight. There's a rancid local Facebook page with the charming name of FU. It's a showcase for local racist, homophobic comments and portrayals and overall character assassination. Lately, FU has a practice of posting a stream of mocking and disparaging comments about elected officials and residents during the Facebook live stream of your council meetings and some of the subcommittee meetings. They also include links to their toxic site over and over again through your meetings. It's distracting and disrespectful of the process that you're all engaged in. I recognize that there's probably little you can do officially about FU hijacking your meetings. I do, however, urge the entire council to repudiate FU in the strongest possible terms. Doing that will send a positive message to the community at large, which is so offended by FU. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Greetings, councilors. At the April 13, 2021 City Council meeting, I asked that the entire council condemn in the strongest possible terms a local group, hidden behind a rancid Facebook page, that calls itself FU. The FU crowd has a new strategy of clogging the comments thread of your Facebook Live meetings with mocking, cruel, and disparaging remarks about councilors, the mayor, the COO, and residents. Since FU has been banned by every other local Framingham Facebook page, the group takes advantage of piggybacking on the council meeting thread with links to their vile page content. On its site, FU traffics daily in hideous racist caricatures, hateful and outrageous homophobic slurs, and misogynistic character assassination of your very own colleagues and of your constituents. FU paints an extremely negative view of our community. It's not hard to imagine what prospective home buyers or businesses considering moving here would think of Framingham if they reviewed FU first. The Framingham City Council has no legislative authority to shut this hate-mongering site down. But the council does have the moral authority to call it out for what it is, corrosive hate speech. The council can lead by example by rejecting FU and its gross and harmful commentary on our community. By various means, the City Council has used its moral authority to speak out for justice, for inclusion, for equity, for well-being. The Council has also spoken out against hate and injustice. I am asking that the Framingham City Council do the same here. Condemn the malignancy that FU represents and send a positive message to the community at large, and beyond our borders. That this base level of public discourse does not belong in Framingham and does not represent Framingham. Sincerely, Beth Greeley, District 3.
Ms. Greeley, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening, councilors. I've got a process question for you all tonight. When a resident makes a request of the council during the public participation part of the City Council meeting, then follows that request up with a letter to the full council, what happens with that request? Does it ever get discussed? Does the resident ever get an answer or an acknowledgement that the request was made of any kind? Is it entered into the public record? How are public requests processed?
Well, Ms. Greeley, I don't really want to get into a long discussion of this evening, but as I know what you're referring to, but if you sent a letter, you made a comment, and people want to take you up on the comment, they can. There's no formal process. The only formal process would be the petition process. People can petition to put something in front of the City Council, or you can, if you wanted to send us a letter and ask for an agenda item, we often would. I'm not saying if everybody in the world starts asking for agenda items, we might have some issues. But overall, I think we've generally been respectful when people do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, Beth. Beth presents a great opportunity for all of you in this election year. If you grow some balls, we welcome you to quote, condemn the malignancy that FU represents, end quote. We welcome condemnation in the, quote, strongest possible terms, end quote. Lie publicly and call us racist, hateful, misogynistic, or disability-mocking bullies, but be advised, we are ready to go toe-to-toe with you this election season. Here at FU, we represent the underrepresented, the oppressed, and those without a platform to make their voices heard. So, if you aren't the chicken shits that we know many of you are, stand up in support of censorship and oppression of Framingham residents. Speak out against us. We are ready. Kindly, Frank Wood.